in those days.
Yeah, Ezra is saying who would deliver me in those days because that's a sign of reincarnation. Also, you know, that's another thing. That's another secret or mystery that people can't get is that you're, like I said, our bodies are just a vehicle. And our spirit goes up to the Most High and keep coming back down here. This is where we live out our judgment. Okay? Just like us being in slavery in these conditions, it came from what we was doing in the Middle East back in the time. Okay? Because the Most High said that in Baruch, the 4th chapter, said, I didn't move you to this land for your destruction, but I moved it because you stopped obeying my commandments. At the end of the day, that's why we're over here. And that's why we're fighting for our culture, so to speak. And when I say culture, I'm talking about the scriptures, our way of life, wearing our garments, having our beards, eating the dietary laws right, the charity laws, the brotherhood laws. All these laws we're trying to keep to our best abilities because we're trying to lift these curses. What you ultimately can't lift is you just get a G-pass onto that chariot. Okay, because like he said, the arrow has been shot. There ain't no lifting these curses. You just gotta get on that chariot before it lands. You know, and them arrows are being shot like 300. Shall black out the sky. You know, it's gonna hit everybody.
Out here speaking to people, do you not believe that there are some people you can see them that have that little bit of doubt, that need that little bit of pull or tug? Maybe they have it in them and they just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Is that why you're here?
Those are
They still be saved?
Huh?
Aren't those out there still who can be saved? Like the youth still be saved?
Yeah.
Is that not a good reason to be here?
Yeah, we're striving for salvation. You know, nobody's not saved until you're saved. I always got this concept.
Some people really just aren't aware.
Yeah, if you're in a burning house, you call the police, and the police say, okay, we'll be there, and the house still burning, you can't get out. Are you saved yet? No. Just because you talk to the police don't mean, when they say they're on the way, don't mean you're saved. You're saved when you're out. So our situation, we call the Most High. He's like, yo, you know.
You could just need that person to be like, hey, get out over there.
Yeah, so that helps. That would help you and steer that person in the right direction. And if it's the Lord's will, he'll be saved. But of course, you have to have your works. You know?
It's not going to be your works. This word play.
Yeah. Basically, we're doing this because we realize the importance of salvation. We know that it's not set in stone that we're going to be saved, but what we're doing is what people that will be saved will do. So the reason why I say I don't know yet, the Most High can let a demon get on me, and I can, God forbid, you know, but he can let a demon get on me, and I just go back and do the old stuff I was doing. But if I endure this all the way to the end, keeping law, statutes, and commandments, doing the work in sincerity and in truth, having faith in the Most High, all the way up to the end, I'm a winner. You know, and what we're, like you said, what we're out here doing, we could be going over any subject, and it's just for a person to hear a certain thing. It says that in the Wisdom of Solomon. Can you get that for me? You got something else?
Yeah.
The Wisdom of Solomon, I believe the 8th chapter of I went about the streets, and it was about for like a little moment. No, Songs of Solomon. I think it's 3. We're going to get that exactly what you're saying, you know?
And I'll read this in the message.
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 17. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning.
Yep. So we're not in here for ourselves. We're making our bodies a living sacrifice and just teaching, you know?
What was that one again? Ecclesiastic what?
Ecclesiasticus 33 and 17.
Got it? Go ahead.
This Songs of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, by night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchman that goeth about the city found me.
Yep, we're the watchmen. Okay, go ahead.
To whom I said, saw ye him whom my soul loveth? It was but a little that I passed from them, and I found him whom my soul loveth.
There you go. So it don't, as long as we give you the truth, it's gonna hit you the right way, because your spirit remember everything. So we're basically just giving that spirit a jump start to say, oh, okay, this is what I need to be doing with myself. You walking about life and like, I need to find my place. And when you walk by and hit a word in the right fashion, then you're gonna be like, okay, that's what it was, and therefore you will increase, and your connection with the Most High will increase, and then, Lord willing, you get the salvation. But that's basically how the avenues work from watching to a person walking up and down the street. You know, because how you think we got there? I was at home in New Orleans, going to a bus stop, about to go to an evangelist church, when I seen a guy talking, and I just stopped and listened to him. The first time, I'm like, you know, I like what he's saying, but I'm about to go back. But then it was like, you know, tasting a new food. I'm like, I gotta hear this again. You know, I never heard that before. The next thing you know, I saw who my soul loved. It was but a little, but it was enough. It was efficient. You know, it's that Greek yogurt. You need some protein. It's a little bit, but it's efficient. You know. Go ahead. Get back to the scriptures and prophecies.
Verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
The powers of the other countries, of course. Go ahead.
The beginning of evils.
Yep. Evils is hard times. Okay, go ahead.
What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Yeah, for amendment, for a statement. Okay? The Most High, that's how the Most High is going to make a statement that I'm coming back. People will say, oh, this is happening because of this. This is happening because of that. But how it is this book so accurate? You know, you got wars, rumors of wars, you got famines, because these GMO food products are the only reason why food is still standing the way it is. If you're going based off a straight crop, this place can't grow nothing as efficient as it used to, man. You know, the mudslides. Just a couple years ago, like last year, you had people praying for rain. A couple years ago, they had to move the cows from Texas up here because of the climate and everything. There's famines that's going to happen, you know, and it's already here. It's in full effect. All they have to do is just mess with them GMOs, you know, the genetically modified organisms, and it's a wrap. Okay, go ahead.
But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness.
Yep, and that's crazy. The Most High going to be putting all these plagues on this place and the whole world, and yet will people not turn from their wickedness? Why? Because of the spirit that is in them. They're bred in malice. Wisdom of Solomon 12th chapter explains that to you, that there's people that are bred in malice. No matter how bad it's gonna get, they're still gonna be like, I'm an atheist. They're still gonna be like, oh, this is the reason why it happened, or the Lord is this, or you gotta go back to Buddha, do this and do that. They're still gonna be in that mindset. You know, only the elect are gonna endure it until the end. That's the only people that is gonna do it, and righteously so. Go ahead.
Nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Yep, nor will be always mindful of the scourges. Here it is. You got all these, that's why I said, as long as racism exists, you can't eliminate it. You gotta face the facts on that. You know what I'm saying? How can you eliminate that theology as a whole? You can't do it. Because there's people you don't know. There's really, it's a spirit thing. It's Jacob versus Esau. They lost that birthright and they still want it back. Okay? And that's just what it is. So racism is going to exist all the way to the end of time. Only time it's going to stop, I would say, is racism is always going to exist. It's basically the belief that one race is mightier than another. But the prejudice and the hatred toward another nation is going to stop once we come into rulership. Because we're going to let the Moabites and the Chinese go where they go. We're going to let all these countries go where they go. And they're going to live in peace.
So there's no hatred between these, just against the white?
We don't like 2/3 of our people. The ones that's out here, men dressing like women, women being out of control. We don't like basically the people that don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? And but the thing is, if they repent, then we'll love them. You know? Because we was in that place, we was in the same place. I used to be walking around doing a bunch of foolishness, you know, until I woke up. So another person deserves the same right as the scripture says, you know. But if you don't get right, you ain't a friend of mine. That's just like that, you know, from relatives, you know, to best friends. You know, I just basically feed them with a long-handled spoon. You know, I do certain things for them, but they know within this circle, you know, they know not to, that this circle overrides them. You know, they used to be upset and like, oh, you just, you know, you do everything for them or blah, blah, blah. And eventually it was like, man, he ain't budget, you know, because what the Most High said, or what Yahweh Shai said, the Lord said, he said, who is my mother, who is my father, who is my brother, but those who do the will of the Lord. So you're supposed to look at those as your friends, you know. And when you go to war, your brother's a person on side of you, you know, because your own brother don't even want to come to war and fight. How much respect do he deserve? You know, you got a person that I didn't know them about 5 years ago. They're on my side fighting with me, willing to do that. You deserve more respect than my blood, my immediate blood, so to speak. You know.
And the ones that get taken over by demon, is there a recommendation or a method for that?
I mean, you can exercise. I mean, you can exercise. You can read. Of course, you go into the Hebrew. You read curses. You read not curses in particular for that situation. You read blessings. You read things like that, and you can exercise demons. You know, based off your spiritual power. You know, because it takes a high level, as you know, when Peter and them attempted it. Yeah, it got too strong. Some of them you can, some of them you can't. You know, but we do believe in that because, of course, the scriptures tells you about exorcisms and things like that. You know, but it's important to go into the Hebrew dialect and not the English. You know, because that's the language of the Most High. You know, when the Lord spoke to Paul, he spoke to him in the Hebrew tongue. Okay, that was for a reason, because that's the holy tongue. Okay, when you call on the name of the Lord, we got to call upon him in the holy tongue. That's the problem with a lot of our people, is that they call on Jesus, and we always argue the simple fact is that the letter J didn't exist in the time that the Lord existed. We call upon what's that the Hebrew tongue. It is, we call upon the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay,
Is that Allah, or is that incorrect too?
Allah is a proper way to say God in Hebrew. Okay, so the Muslims got that right, but Allah is a thing. Okay, Allah can be Allah. You know, angels can be Allah. You know, because it's just God, means power or ruler. Okay, but the actual ruler his name is Yahweh, and the son name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh means he's to be. Okay? It's basically like say I am that I am, he is that he is. Okay? Because when he told Moses that I am that I am, when Moses repeated that to the people, he said he is that he is. So his name properly said is Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai, the word Shai means salvation, which means he is salvation. Okay? And the reason why we got this is an actual dictionary my mother-in-law had. It's an actual dictionary where it goes into the root, you know, basically took all the alphabet off, and if you look under it closely, you can see the ancient alphabet and see where all these letters go back to originally, and all of them back to all the Hebrew alphabet. All the vowel sounds like I goes back to the Hebrew word I. That's it. You know, and it goes back to that. So like Joshua, right here, like Yah. You know, so the J is actually Yah. You know, Joshua is a proper English way to say Jesus, so to speak. You know, and so it's like Yahweh, basically. You know, the tetragram is YH, what's it, YWH, Yahweh.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, that's the proper way to say it. You know, it's not too much hard to be explaining. Once you get this concept, you go into Paleo Hebrew or Phoenician Hebrew or the ancient Canaanite language, and you'll find that this is the correct way. The Yiddish is the incorrect way, but everything's gonna be written in this, so you have to learn both of them anyway. Yeah.
One of the exorcisms or such?
No, I haven't.
No, people personally, or do you
Yeah. I have our elders that we deal with, the ones that enlighten us more on the truth. they have done exorcism on buildings in different places. You know, so they have, you know, like they have more than one witness that came forth on that to verify, to validate that. You know, and I do believe in exorcisms. You know. So that they told us about that. I believe they had a spirit that was messing around with the apartment complex, kicking over trash, messing with things, and basically they, you know, took the oil and, you know, gave out blessings and things like that, and called upon the name of the Most High, different manners of that, and you know, basically exercise that place. You know. So is there any reason in particular you asked about exorcisms? You need to exercise somebody?
No, earlier you said don't demon on somebody or people on him.
Yeah.
Just like to leave them be or continue to try because I'm one of those just continue to try being dead horse people. But then I also do believe that if you're not strong enough, it will change you.
Yeah. Because it depends on the person too that demon is on. If that person's not strong enough, if that person don't want to fight, you know, then you got to recognize when that person's not willing to fight. Now, if that person is willing to fight, then it's worth, you know, helping. You know, certain people you can just keep helping and keep helping. Certain people you just tell them one time and just don't deal with them. You have to be able to read their spirits. You know, sometimes it's clear cut, sometimes it's not. You know, but you'll know. You know.
Yeah. I'll be very rigorous.
Yeah. You're dealing with an atheist. I'm not gonna.
Haughty and
What'd you say?
I believe I was haughty and took on something stronger than me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a.
Let
Let me give you that in James. I'll read that James, the first chapter, 12th verse.
I was very close. It hasn't quite been the same, but I remember when it felt like sometimes possible.
Yeah, it's like smoking cigarettes. Don't go back to it because that you're gonna get 7 more demons. You're gonna be hardy, then you're gonna be what's the other one? You're gonna be wonton. You're gonna have purple hair. You're gonna be doing all kinds of stuff. Might end up in a strip club somewhere. You know, I'm saying there's gonna be 7 more demons that'll get up on you. You know.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation."
Yep. So. Go ahead. I'll let explain the whole story.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Yep.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. And God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
Yep.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Yeah. So if you was a virgin, you're not tempted to have sexual relations. You never felt that before. Same as cigarettes. It's basically, it's a process. Temptation could be listening to somebody else to get you to smoke a cigarette. Once you get that carnal addiction, then that's when it becomes a problem. So basically, we're fighting ourselves. At the end of the day, we're fighting the imperfections in ourselves. That's your worst enemy. At the end of the day, if you can overcome yourself and resist your flesh and live in the spirit, then that's how you survive. That's how you survive, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that can make you mess up. You know, of course it's the spirit that's within you, but the Bible says resist the devil and he shall flee. You know? So basically how you resist the devil is the scriptures. They always go back to the scriptures. Keep the law, statutes, commandments to your best abilities. Now, will you mess up? Yeah. The man fall down 7 times, get up 70 times 7. You know, I have relatives that I talk to and they crying like, I don't know if I can make it. Like, you're here. You're still here. What you mean you don't know? Just keep going. Find out when it's over. You know? Like, don't sit there and you mess up. That ain't up but Satan. Yeah, Lord might not be dealing with you. I think you're going to get destroyed with the rest of them. All kind of thoughts fly. You know? But you get up and you keep fighting until you dead. That's it. You know? There ain't no excuses to give up when you can still keep going. What's the point? You know? That's just basically all I can tell a person. If they get weak, you get up. You get up and make it happen. Do something. Don't just stop. You know, the day you give up, the day you lose.
He that overcometh.
Yeah, he that overcometh. You know? You just gotta keep trucking. Because the only person that can tell you is you out of here is the Most High. You know, even if I say, oh, you ain't right, you Satan, you Edomite, this and that, go and serve the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop you. You know, only the Most High can stop you. You know. Let's get back into this prophecy. That's a spirit that's going around a lot of people. You know, and that's very important. You know, is yourself, the belief in yourself. You know, that's why I like getting in martial arts, because I've been to a place where I thought I couldn't go. You know, I thought I was going to pass out. My coach told me that. You still stand and throw a punch. I'm telling myself, I'm tired. I can't throw a punch, but I'm standing up. I'm still breathing. Throw something, do something. Don't just stand there and just get wailed on. Letting life beat you up. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall become so good cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case.
Yeah. That basically your Black Friday type of thing where things are going to be real cheap. Where you think, oh, America's bouncing back. Gas. You know? And the crazy thing is that gas is dropping because Saudi Arabia is on the brink of bankruptcy. Okay, and they're doing that to make all the oil companies lose profit, so they can go back to Saudi Arabia's gas companies. So that's what they're doing. Okay, but they're like, oh, gas cheap. Oh, Obama's making cheap gas. No, the Saudi Arabians are making gas cheap. They're doing it on purpose to make the gas companies over here go bankrupt, or to the point that they can't even afford to sustain their companies because the gas is so cheap. You know? Go ahead.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Yep. Go ahead.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Sword, famine, and great confusion. And this is a confused time. You got people, you got a woman, you got a man that won't be a woman, but still like women. You got kids that think they're grown-ups. You got, you know, people that don't want to be with nobody, that loves everybody. Person love everybody, but selfish. You know, any person that say they love the whole world and you ain't sacrificing yourself, you selfish. People love themselves. You know, to be out here to sacrifice your life for your people, that's when you love your people. You don't see people doing this because they love themselves, man. There's very few people that love their nation above themselves. That's the true sacrifice. But people are like, I love everybody. Let him do what he want to do. Or you don't want to tell nobody about themselves because you don't want to get into an argument or nothing. I get in an argument. I don't care, because I'm more concerned about the betterment of us than myself. You know, I get in an argument. Yeah, you hate evil. You know, you don't sit there and see